All right, hey everybody, welcome back to the TrashRats podcast. I'm your host, Rusty Cage, joined with my two co-hosts, as always, Monkey Jones and Reactor. And today we have a special guest. This is a IRL buddy of mine, Parallax.
And a mystery guest.
Parallaxis
our
Jones
mystery guest
is what I normally go by.
Parallaxis Jones. You might hear me call him Parker, I guess, if you're okay with that, Parallax, because I just have a habit of, calling people by the only names I know them by.
I mean, that's fair. That is my name. It's just you're blowing my cover, right? It's like everybody's going to know who I am.
Yeah, so the reason why I wanted to have you on, I guess multiple reasons, is because, we talk a lot, in real life about just like tech stuff. Like, you do a lot of tech stuff. You kind of do coding, and I'm not really sure what the exact title of what your profession is. Are you just an IT guy?
I mean, no, I'm a software engineer. I guess that's what I call myself to make myself feel better. Yeah.
I would say game developer. I should say software engineer.
Software. Well, I dropped out of school and have been writing code. I was a web developer for a long time, and then I kind of got a chip on my shoulder as a web developer because other programmers didn't take me seriously. And then when I started calling myself a software engineer, I started getting paid more.
Yeah, okay, so that's the regal title is software engineer.
Yeah.
So the reason why I wanted to have Parallax on is because, not only did you say you kind of mentioned you wanted to start a podcast at some point, and I just mentioned, well, I already have one, so why don't you just jump on ours? But also, you've been kind of heavy recently, or this past year, into looking more at investing, and that's kind of becoming more and more important. People are looking a lot more at investing in cryptocurrencies, what's happening in the stock market, and I kind of jaw your ear off and try to get any, not advice from you, but like your point of view when it comes to investing and what you're doing with crypto.
Yeah. So I got into investing more because of conspiracy theory than anything else, and the belief that America is imminently collapsing. And
so basically we agree.
Yeah, it sounds like you and Reactor are going to get along.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's what Rusty, should I
Yeah, just call me Rusty.
Okay. Because Rusty and I were talking about that. I saw him out the last week or something. And we have these conversations when we were out, and I started getting into cryptocurrency. Not really. Well, I just was passively sort of interested, and kind of like started researching basically how to make a magic money machine. Like I had this idea of like trying to put together this machine learning sort of system, right, that looked for what are called Elliott waves in stocks, and those are trend patterns, but that are identifiable in a waveform. And people can learn to see these shapes in charts, and so feasibly you could train like a machine learning algorithm to detect these things and then generate buy and sell signals to trade for you. And people are already doing this. It's not like I'm like, reinventing the wheel here. But
so did your Elliott waves predict Elon Musk dressing up like Wario?
Oh God, no. So I mean, maybe.
So it's a faulty system at best.
It is. It's a faulty system at best.
Hey, so wait. So what you're talking about? You're saying they predict, right?
Well, Elliott waves are waves in stock charts. And
wait, Rusty, are we allowed to talk about Elliott anymore? I thought we would get banned for that.
Just don't say the last name.
Okay.
So no. What I wanted to say is, were you following the gold charts?
I am not personally following gold charts. I like the data to follow stock charts, to get historical charts to train on, are super expensive. Like, that's a thing. It's like a racket. Like, you.
What I was going to say though is, if if you look at the gold charts when I was day trading gold,
Yeah.
I noticed you can see patterns, and I can't even think of how to explain it perfectly, but when I was doing it, I could predict the future.
Well, yeah, you absolutely can. That's like the whole premise of trading in general.
No, but it's because it was the gold market. I believe it was the most in tune with the global consciousness of economy.
So the zeitgeist.
Everything, is that what that word is?
Yeah, that's like the collective unconscious of society.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you could just watch exactly what society's thinking. It was insane. But it was predicting natural disasters and that were affecting the economy. Like, why is it that I knew that there was going to be a huge spike in gold, but I couldn't tell why, and then suddenly there's a tsunami that makes a gold rush. Like, this doesn't make sense. Why was the tsunami going to happen?
I guess I should say real quick, Parallax, that Reactor is a paranoid schizophrenic.
Oh, yeah. No, for real. You get what I'm saying, right? Like, you could see,
People,
you get what I'm saying,
you
right?
could see, like, you can read the tea leaves. Like, people see shit from all sorts of stuff. You know, people tell the future in dog turds. Like, so I mean,
no, but this is real. I'm saying, like, this is real. Like, I actually predicted a pandemic.
I mean, okay, it wasn't gold. I'm sure it manifests everywhere. Gold, yes, is part of it. So when people start collectively understanding that something is coming, like a tsunami or whatever it is, a pandemic or war in Israel, it's like people start doing stuff with their money, and the charts that you look at are aggregations of people's behaviors, and so the wave forms shape. Yeah, so
it's like society goes through psychological cycles of panic.
Yeah, and that's the whole concept of what Elliott wave theory is like it's like looking for the fractal behavioral patterns in markets.
Yeah, fractals.
Yeah, it's like crazy fractal bullshit.
Like, I thought I was schizophrenic. I was like, why am I seeing things in the stock market? This is insane.
People have studied this for a long time, and it's super complex. And, you know, it's not always predictive, but sometimes it's crazy accurate, and who knows. But, so I started doing research and trying to put together started trying to build a machine learning algorithm to watch different charts to make money for me. And my friend and I from work both kind of got into automated trading, and I started losing more money than I was making. And so
why is that? So, I mean, because real quick, just to clarify, you're talking about a machine that, like, this AI technically looks at the wavelengths, and it recognizes roughly where a specific asset's going to go, and it knows, like, all right, I'll buy at this price and I'll sell at this price, and it does that over and over again in a way that it can predict in a way that's valuable to the shareholder.
So, I mean, just like people use indicators to figure out how they're going to trade, it's called trading technicals, and like you can pick a metric or some sort of indicator. Like, people use moving averages a lot, where it like smooths out the movement of the stock. And if the price dips below like a 50-day moving average, then you know that it's like an indicator that it's moving in a down direction. Or if it moves,
that just Doge means a lot of people sold. Yeah, so Doge. I mean, so
it's under the 50 average.
It's dropping a fucking shitload.
Hell yeah.
Because of
and
Elliot,
also
because of Musk, and he like tries to think he's the Wizard of Oz or something, you know, and say that.
Yeah. Wait. But you realize if Elon Musk tweeted right now, we are like, say a Tesla supermodel, whatever it's called, S model, costs $40,000. If he said, we will take either $40,000 or 40,000 Doge for this car, Doge would instantly be valued at $1 because everyone would be buying it, so they could get 40,000 of them and buy a car.
Yeah, what is Musk trying to do? Because, you know, I mean, obviously they just pumped like a shitload, like billions
he just
into
put, like,
Bitcoin last year.
And 5 cents it just went up 5 cents earlier after he tweeted.
What did Dogecoin?
Yeah. He said hold
but
on
it's
to
still
your
like
seats
it dropped
or something.
it dropped a pretty significant amount
So
over the past few days, and then also he almost he's like, it's kind of scary that he's able to, in a way, tank the crypto market by, announcing that Tesla is no longer going to accept Bitcoin because the mining of Bitcoin has a huge negative environmental impact because of all the energy it takes, and a lot of the energy is coal energy.
Yeah, he's trolling.
So, so that kind of tanked Bitcoin, obviously, and then everything follows Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the altcoins tend to follow each other.
And if you could pool all of the cryptos into, you could probably look at Bitcoin because they'll be like the biggest market cap, but you could probably see a similar global consciousness type of thing in those movements.
For sure, but see here,
and you can start predicting it.
Where it gets tricky is that the assets get correlated with each other in some way, right? And it, depending on how popular they are or like what's going on, that the correlation is false. Like, it's not because of something real. Like, in general, stock prices are made up of two components. There's the fundamental value of the company, and then on top of that, there's how much people believe it's going to be worth in the future. So there's like this squishy, soft aspect to it too that's not based on anything real. Like,
wait, like you mean you're talking about the dollar?
No, I'm just any asset, any stock whatsoever. It's like
for instance, if Tesla just starts tanking anything. People are going to see Tesla tanking, and they're going to think everything else is going to tank. They're going to sell off their portfolio.
But like the business, Tesla is worth a certain amount, and it's a public company. And so there's that baseline that's like the stock can't go any lower than basically the amount the company's worth. But the stock price is trading at a price a lot higher than that. And so there's this delta there. Like, where the company's worth a certain amount, but it's actually trading a lot higher than that because people believe in the company. And so there's like that exists in crypto, that with any asset, and gold included. Like, if people think it's valuable, that fundamentally makes it more valuable. And so with that phenomenon going on, like that's where the aggregation of what people believe start playing into the markets, and you can kind of like...
Well, that's actually the only thing that values something is what people believe.
Right, exactly. But but companies are valued based on like how much business they're doing too. Like
like dividends maybe.
Like it costs so much money to do business, and then they're making so much revenue, and the cost of doing business subtracted from their revenue.
Shareholders get paid from it.
Yeah, it's like price per earning. But that...
this is going to be kind of a pretty technical episode for... I think most of our listeners have an IQ that's...
You guys want to talk about incest instead?
Yeah, should we talk about incest? No. No, because I actually... I'm interested in this, and I know there's got to be some people out there...
Someone's got to care.
Interested in what's happening, because there's a shitload of stuff happening right now. It's terrifying me because what's happening now is like we might be moving into a period of hyperinflation where so much money is being printed and given to the average consumer, and the average consumer is purchasing more. Yeah, they're buying more commodities, they're buying more things, and that's causing the price of those things to go up because there's more demand for them, and so then that takes away from supply, and so you raise the prices of it to kind of even it out.
But think about what else is happening when the government gives $5,000 to every single person in the country by printing all that money. All like the Rothschilds and the Hiltons who are sitting on all that money, it just got diluted in half because they printed so much money.
Just a couple weeks ago, the Fed who prints all that money, there are these charts called the money stock charts. They're M1, M2, and M3.
Yeah.
They discontinued them. They stopped reporting how much money they're printing.
Because it was so insane.
Yeah, that's terrifying.
No, it's a good thing though, because like I'm saying,
They said it's immaterial, like it doesn't matter.
If Bill Gates was worth $100 billion, technically now he's only worth $50 billion because they just doubled the supply of dollars.
Or because his wife
but what
took
about
half
someone
of it.
who's trying to protect their investment, like a person who's, I'm running my own business. I have to keep money
He's got
just
$5
for
grand.
printing. No, I first off, I don't get the stimulus check. And secondly, everything that I have in savings is essentially could be turned into toilet paper. All my money could be worthless. All the assets that all the companies I invested in, technology companies, they're all reliant heavily on these commodities.
On the power grid. So if the power grid goes...
Yeah, power...
crypto goes.
Oh, right. When the power grid goes, we're all fucked anyways. But
Well, just keep your crypto on your actual hardware computer wallet. And then when the power outage happens, you'll know that your stuff's safe.
Well, maybe I'll do that too. But essentially, it seems like the stock market is in danger. And I know there's ways to make money off inflation, but if all these tech companies, like Tesla's stock, for instance, is tanking, a lot of tech companies are tanking, and really everything's tanking now, but what's going to carry us through this period of inflation? I've just been trying to read up on this, and where do I invest my money? Is it in commodity ETFs, in copper, lumber? Because lumber prices are up.
Well,
what percentage? I don't even know.
Crypto is a good
133.
one because you can easily convert it into other currencies. Like that, if hyperinflation happens, then that basically spells the end of the American Empire. That's like what happened to the Roman Empire. Is alternate currencies got introduced into the empire, and a bunch of bad shit started happening, and then it collapsed in on itself. And I mean, if hyperinflation is gonna happen, that means that bad things are in store for America, and you should invest your money in other currencies, and like crypto, for instance. Or euro
or pesos.
Pesos, the yuan.
Well, okay,
No.
so I guess going back to Musk real quick, if Elon Musk can tweet out, and it's a big tweet saying that a company like Tesla isn't going to accept Bitcoin, and that can cause
that they're gonna accept
drastic
Doge.
change. Yeah, but that
he has
didn't
a
really do
poll.
much for Doge, though.
No. Yeah, but once he says it, he just
I think-
had 4 million people respond to a tweet poll.
So why hasn't he said why? So he says that SpaceX will accept Dogecoin, but who the fuck is buying
A spaceship?
I'll
buy one.
a spaceship with Dogecoin?
I will. I bought a window seat.
But there's a reason why Tesla had to do it for whatever reason. It's probably because it's counterintuitive that an electric car company that's bent on moving away from fossil fuel
No, that's
fuels.
fossil fuel bullshit isn't real.
That
He's
what,
trolling.
that
100% trolling. He's not worried about the electricity use of Bitcoin.
You don't think so?
It uses a lot of power for transactions, but only because so many people are using it and because the price is so high. So
No,
it's
to
not like
mine
you're-
it.
Yeah,
Like the mining
people
process.
to create new bitcoins. It's
Yeah,
it's
maybe that's what he was talking
compared
about, but I
to
don't-
how many people driving cars. It's 100x something of people. Everyone in America driving around in a car. It's
you know what?
100 times more
well,
carbon.
but the thing is, but carbon is a natural element and it cycles through the atmosphere over time. It's not a real issue, and I'm pretty sure Elon Musk knows that. But it's a valid reason that no one can argue with him for, because they all think that the climate isn't supposed to change.
Yeah, well, I mean, but it's definitely a lot all at once. It's a shitload of power usage is going to have something, especially if you're using burning coal to mine Bitcoin.
Yeah, I'm sure China's going crazy with burning coal to mine Bitcoin too.
Well, so that's what Mr. Wonderful, good old Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, he's been a lot more vocal recently about the efficacy of where he gets his Bitcoin. And one of the things he was talking about is that in the future, if you can find out the location of where a Bitcoin is mined, that actually might lower the value if it's a China mined Bitcoin where they have human rights violations and they're burning a shitload of coal to mine the Bitcoin. That could lower the value of a specific type of Bitcoin rather than a coin that was mined through greener means.
Well, I mean, other cryptos like Ethereum are more efficient with the way they're mined. Bitcoin.
Yeah, why is that?
Because it's the algorithm and the construction of how. It's like the architecture of the blockchain. There are a bunch of different blockchains. Like NFTs are all supported on the Ethereum blockchain. And Ethereum has smart contracts. Bitcoin does not have anything like that.
You should explain what a blockchain is to Rusty and the audience.
Should I?
Yeah, good
If you
luck.
can. Yeah. Really? No, it's really simple.
It is pretty simple. It's just like a ledger of transactions. And so
right.
It's the record of all transactions that have ever happened. And to mine crypto, you're basically competing to be the most up-to-date of all transactions that happen. And there are different ways they're mined. And Bitcoin is a proof-of-work blockchain. So to create new tokens on that blockchain, you have computers solving really hard math problems that take them a long time. And based on what kind of processor you're using and how much juice you're throwing at it, you can do it faster. And the Chinese are by and far they mine the most Bitcoin, and they have the most up-to-date ledgers of what's going on. And so pretty much if you're buying Bitcoin, it was probably mined by the Chinese. But
yeah, that's why I heard it was like somewhere around like 60 to 70% of all Bitcoin is mined there, maybe even more. I'm not sure.
They have the digital yuan now, like whereas the Fed and the central bank system here uses this ancient ACH way of transferring money between banks. The main job the Fed does is make sure that banks have enough money for people who are dealing with the bank. And they do this liquidity balancing is what it's called. They move money but from like interbank lending. And the China now, all of their banks work on a blockchain. So they have this thing called the BSN, which is the Chinese. They have a state-sponsored blockchain, and so that's how they move money between their banks is all through blockchain crypto transactions. And
I imagine we really don't want China to be like the number one market in this at all that we're relying on, especially if the the USD, the American dollar, is crashing in value, and if everyone is going to eventually switch to crypto, which personally I think that's very likely, you don't want them to be in control of it. Is that an ignorant thing to say?
No, I mean, that's accurate. The Fed, our central bank, is worried about that too. And there's a race to have... so have you ever heard of the Great Reset?
Oh my God.
That's a conspiracy theory. No, it's not real.
It is real because the Great Reset...
It's not.
Well, so here's the premise of it is that the Fed and the Rothschilds, all of the richest people, are trying to crash out the Western economies on purpose so that they can switch out our central banking system. They can get rid of...
And Nazis live in Antarctica?
Well, no, they need to crash the economies and bring down the banks so they can replace it with a better system, which is blockchain.
Don't listen to Reactor.
Yeah,
he's trying to be a skeptic. Reactor goes on all the time about the Great Reset.
Yeah, and I know for a fact there's a Nazi base in Antarctica.
I mean, there could very well be. I can't prove or disprove that.
Yeah. No, I've been there. I saw it.
You've been to Antarctica?
Yeah, when I was in the military.
Yeah, fucking right.
No, I was.
They don't let military there. They only let
let
scientists.
military there. Military scientists and politicians.
Politicians who go. Okay, which politicians go to
Like
Antarctica?
John Kerry went there or something to visit the Nazi base.
Oh, true. Okay. Well, all right. So I guess as kind of a layman in this whole discussion, like, because I don't know too much about investing, and I'm just trying to figure it out. I got my savings account, and I put a lot of it in the stock market. And if the stock market's tanking, and it's possible that a lot of these companies are going to start tanking, like, you're seeing these commodities go up, like the price of lumber, the price of plastics, the price of copper and other, useful metals. The price of oil obviously is going up. There's like the oil shortage. I guess I want to like try to protect my savings by investing in that. And then the other option is crypto, but obviously you don't want to throw it all into crypto. However, Parallax, I think that you and Reactor are kind of in the same boat.
I did that. Because it
but
it
it's a
depends.
gamble.
Well,
It's not. It's not.
is a gamble, really? Yeah, sure. It like if you have a traditionalist view and you have faith in America, it might collapse and go down. But I don't think it's going to. There's a huge future ahead of Ethereum. Like the new Web3 is what the Ethereum blockchain is being called, and NFTs and all of these things that are new and shiny. They're scary because they're new and people haven't used them before. And so there might be a perceived risk, but I think that they are going to outlast my American citizenship, I guess. I don't.
Oh shit. Well, wouldn't okay? So what about this?
Real quick. Sorry to cut you off, but another thing I want to talk about is GameStop.
So you want to completely change the subject?
You can go ahead and ask whatever questions you want. I'm just saying,
all right.
Keep
that in mind. Yeah, because I do want to talk about that as well, because that ties into Dogecoin. But so if you say that your investment in crypto is going to last longer than
America,
perhaps the America itself, your American citizenship, if we were taken over by, say, China, wouldn't they just seize those assets?
How?
Well, I don't know how. I mean, how do you regulate any crypto at all?
They would seize your US dollar. They would seize your gold. They would seize your toenail clippings, whatever you're saving.
So first of all, I doubt that is going to happen. Like China, I don't think China is going to invade America. I don't think they are intending to do that. If anything, I think who knows? America will eat itself alive. Like the polarization of like left and right in America is crazy. And
yeah, right. Sure, but isn't that that's the whole idea of the fall of Rome, is that once we split in half and start infighting, we just become a weak puddle of mud.
It's actually,
and if someone did want to step in and kind of control our markets and our finances, say someone like China, they could easily do so.
So right, and crypto is beneficial here because it's a currency, but it's not controlled by the state. And so if the state collapses, then crypto is still going to outlast it, and you can convert that money into euros. You can convert it into wherever, and you can.
And
yeah,
I was going to say, and of the cryptos, Bitcoin will eventually stop existing.
Yeah, exactly.
But Dogecoin will always exist.
Or that's a thing. Like maybe it will. I'm salty because I didn't buy Dogecoin earlier.
So look. This is my sales pitch for crypto. It's that if you bought Bitcoin at any peak in the past 10 years, you would have profited, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So why would you think that right now the peak is
higher.
bad? When you see a peak, it doesn't matter what price it's at. We know Bitcoin is going to go higher than $70,000. I guarantee it. It's going to hit $1 million probably. I can't say when, but I'm saying we know that it's going to keep becoming more valuable.
Well, and at that point, $1 million USD will be worth nothing.
Yeah.
So
what does that mean?
$1 million euros might not be worth nothing, or $1 million yuan, that Chinese currency, or 1 million pesos. The whole point of having crypto is that you're not tied to one country's currency.
You don't have You don't have a Janet Yellen deciding how much your money's worth.
Yeah.
No, you're right. You're right. It makes sense. Right. It doesn't matter. And also, it might be worth $1 million USD, but that's probably going to be worth about 10,000 euros.
What kind of money do they use in
you're talking about-
Hawaii? They use like that's not America, is it?
What, in Hawaii?
Yeah, no, I was just fucking around. They
Oh, yeah, because I didn't mention actually on the air, but I am going to Hawaii for a week, so I won't be here on this next week's episode. But yeah, I don't know what they use in Hawaii.
Dogecoin.
Dollars. Wait, what?
Dollars. Probably. I don't know. They trade in like
It's America,
hookah
dude. No.
like shells.
Oh, you're talking about
flowers.
the bums. There's a whole like town of bums on the North Shore.
Yeah,
use
apparently there's like a
Not really
shitload of,
bombs,
like,
seashells
athletics.
as currency.
Yeah, and they share seashells. No, I don't know.
So all right, so Parallax, you're mainly like, it seems like you're kind of all in on Ethereum because it's like the smarter of the cryptos. It has the most potential to actually be useful with like smart contracts and
People are
whatnot.
making distributed applications on them. Like it's not just a currency. People can actually it's useful to do stuff too. Like
And make tokens.
yeah, make tokens exactly, or like it supports NFTs. Like Dogecoin and all these other altcoins are Ethereum based. And well, not all of them, but people
Well, not Doge or Bitcoin.
not Doge or Bitcoin. What is Doge? What blockchain
Doge
is that use?
it's the Litecoin code. It's built off the Litecoin. Code.
What Reactor? I think last episode we were talking about, like I was saying that I think Dogecoin's just going to be forgotten about in the same way that GameStop has been kind of like memed out of existence. But here's why I think that will happen with Dogecoin. I think that there's going to be something. A bigger event like something like hyperinflation and the crash of the stock market. People are going to stop having the leisure of being able to kind of mimicingly invest in Doge or to even entertain the idea because there's going to be so much more important things that's going to require their attention.
So like that's like saying gold. Like, oh my God, there's so much more important things. You don't have time to buy gold.
Yeah, but gold is pretty fickle. Like it just goes up and down, and it really only seems to rise during inflation.
Dogecoin exists in the universe, just like guns. You can never uninvent it. It will always exist in 1,000 years if computers still exist. You know. Mm-hmm. So
it'll only
it's
go
the
to
perfect
zero
currency.
if people stop believing in it. It's like
yeah, and why would anyone stop believing in it?
Yeah.
It's the perfect currency because once we reach equilibrium, 5,000 or like 5 billion coins lost per year. The 5 billion created will replenish that.
No, but if it stops growing the same way GameStop just stopped, like I don't know if you follow GameStop, it doesn't do anything anymore.
Okay, so let's get into that. That's why it's big news, and I wanted to talk about it. So I posted a picture in the guest chat so that Parallax could see it also. You see it? It's the GameStop tweet.
the Mass Effect.
Yeah. Okay.
What does the Mass
basically
Effect thing? What I don't get the joke. Where is that? Oops, Moas. My bad.
Can you read it out?
So they tweeted, the groundbreaking sci-fi epic returns, bigger and more beautiful than ever. Pre-order Mass Effect Legendary Edition now. And they show a picture or a video of Mass Effect trilogy ad. And then under it, GameStop responded, oops, MOASS, my bad. So instead of saying mass, they were saying MOAS. And MOAS is an acronym for Mother of All Short Squeezes.
What the fuck? Is that real?
Yes.
Or is that a theory?
No, that's what MOASS means. It's an acronym for Mother of All Short Squeezes.
So, you're saying GameStop's Twitter is
basically
actively
hinting
they're promoting
that they have looked at the numbers and there were fraudulent shares being sold, and they're doing a recount in June. So I can't say exactly what's going to happen because I haven't looked super deep into this. This is like just looking at it off the top, but it looks to me like they're basically saying pre-order for the short squeeze. I mean, yeah, sure, it's like conspiracy theoritorial maybe, but they definitely said MOAS, they definitely said Mother of All Short Squeezes. That's a fact. So they're either manipulating the market or they're hinting that it's time to get on board because you're going to have an infinitely priced stock when the hedge funds are forced to cover over 100% of the shares that they shorted.
So, I mean, if you want to get into conspiracy, like, Michael Burry predicted that this whole thing with GameStop was going to happen back in 2019. And if you guys seen The Big Short, the movie, he's the guy that Christian Bale played in that movie. That's he's a real dude who, and after the 2008 financial collapse, he started buying shitloads of GameStop as far back as 2017, and in public, announced his position and started talking about his GameStop position in 2019. And now, as of this year, shit went nuts. And so I don't, this has to be some sort of conspiracy. What is happening with...
Yeah.
Dude, look at GameStop's stock. I mean, it did go up today. It rose by 19%.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and the tweet is from yesterday. So basically, it was yesterday around 11 a.m., 10:30 a.m. that they tweeted this. So it probably took a little bit of trickling, and people are just noticing it now.
Right.
So people are probably. It's a good idea to get at least one.
Though.
What do you mean?
I think it's just
no.
Right,
do you understand? Do you understand what it means when Wall Street broke laws and has to cover all of their illegal shorts? Yeah. They have to buy every single share that exists because they shorted over 100% of the shares that exist. Which means if you own one, they have to buy it from you.
Well, I still own all mine. I haven't sold yet because it was at a huge loss.
Yeah,
so.
Just don't hold it forever. As far as I know, they're getting a new CEO in June, and he's going to recount the shares.
That'd be interesting.
So it all depends on when Wall Street thinks that, it's time is up, to try to get out of it.
Now, let me ask a question to Mumkey. Do you have any concerns or qualms with the economy now? And what are you going to do to protect your assets and your investments?
This is just not my episode. I wanted to talk about incest like Reactor did and all this financial jargon and mumbo jumbo. I do not spend any of my free time thinking about this shit like you guys do, so I'm just trying to not be the buzzkill and interrupt when I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
No, I guess we can switch, because I'm not really sure what else we need to say on this. We could probably go on for hours and hours just talking about using terms that no one's going to know, and me personally just making an idiot of myself trying to keep up. But all right, so in a practical and layman's sense, we have this whole the gas line got hacked.
Hey, how about this, Mumkey? Do you like bombing Palestine?
Yeah, I was gonna. At the beginning of the show, I wanted everybody to say if they were Team Israel or Team Palestine, and I guess now is a good time to go around the horn. So if Parallax would like to begin.
Well, are we going for what?
I just need a name. Israel or Palestine. We're going to solve it once and for all. If it's a tie between the four of us, then the audience can vote.
Well,
we're going to go around after this and do abortion then.
I think if we want to pick winners, I would go Team Israel because I think it's an obvious win. As far
problematic.
It's a problematic opinion, but it's just they outgunned the Palestinians.
Calm down, Gal Gadot.
And so my opinion,
is she from Israel?
She's from Israel.
She was in the Israeli army, and she killed 2 Palestinian children.
All
right.
Israelis have to join the military.
That's why she's Wonder Woman. She killed Palestinian children. She's a hero.
She's an army hero there. She trained people that killed Palestinian children too.
Yeah. That's why I'm pro Palestine, because I'm in the battle between Marvel and DC. I'm on Team Marvel, so I have to be against Wonder Woman.
That's fair. I commiserate with the Palestinians. I think that they I'm on their side, I guess, philosophically, but I think they are going to lose this fight.
Well, Rusty, you're a lifelong Muslim, so surely you're on my side too, right?
Listen, all right, so first off, everyone, for the longest time, they're always like here in America, like talking about who they side with, Israel or Palestine, and it seems like the general consensus, at least here in Gainesville, is Palestine because they seem like they're the underdogs.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
But I personally hate the way that they yell whenever they're like involved in some war thing. It's just like the constant screaming of like Allahu Akbar is so fucking annoying to listen to.
I'm not familiar with this. Can you do an imitation of it?
Allah, Allah, Allah Akbar, Allah. Kind of like
Yeah,
that.
that sounds like it.
Is that?
Yeah,
I think
but
that
it's
sounds
like, it
like.
just never-
Isn't that the Jeff Dunham character, the little skeleton dude?
Is he Palestinian?
Ahmed, the dead terrorist.
But to be honest, I have no idea. Like, it seems like they're just caught up in a fucking like Hatfield and McCoy situation where both of them.
Yeah, right. Other sides of the mountain.
They're both saying like, no, well, we're only doing this because we're defending ourselves.
We're
Don't
doing
we
this
have
for
a right
peace.
to
They're
we're
both doing it for peace.
retaliating. Yeah, it's all for peace, and it's all just the right for them to defend themselves. And it's like, yeah, but you're both attacking each other, and then saying that you're just defending yourselves
They're
against.
defending themselves at each other.
Yeah, and it's like it seems really fucking dumb. Like, what are they actually fighting over? All right, so I guess whatever.
so wait, so
I'd
I wanna
be
tell
Team
them-
Israel by default.
And in my opinion is that I don't believe it's real. I don't think Israel
It's
is
literally
actually
called Israel.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's an
All right, never mind.
anagram.
Checkmate.
So wait. So I think it's real, but I don't think the war is real because Israel announced on like the 27th of April that May was going to be a month of war where they were going to simulate war for a month, and then actual war started somehow.
Yeah, what I read was that
Blows my mind.
that Netanyahu guy is about to get kicked out of his position, and so he needed a scapegoat. So he just started this war so that he'll be a wartime president instead
Yeah.
of the guy
So,
who's about to
don't you
be
think it's-
kicked out.
And don't you think it's weird that Israel would prepare for their biggest military training exercise in their history, from what the Israeli article called it?
Well, they just had that festival where 40 people got trampled, so I guess they're really on edge.
Yeah.
No, look. So if America announced we're going to do a month of war where we're going to simulate war in the United States for 1 month, and then suddenly actual war started, no, I don't know. This is weird. I don't doubt they're actually killing people, but it's definitely a training exercise.
All right, well, if that's true, then yeah, I guess I am Team Palestine.
Thank you.
If
Finally.
if it's just a
Like they
training
started
exercise,
bombing Palestine for training.
who's
No,
training?
I think
Are
Palestine's
they
in on it too.
using?
Because they were at peace last year. What, would they suddenly hate each other now?
Are they using
Trump
the
was the only thing
Palestinians
keeping the
to
world at
train?
peace.
Yeah.
Is that what you're
is
saying?
that what the left is trying to convince me of? Nice try.
What were you gonna say, Parker?
I was okay. It's a training for who? Is it training for everybody? Like, are the Palestinians in on the training?
The Israeli army, the military, the government was doing a simulated month of war, they said.
And what I'm asking are the Palestinians in on the training?
Yeah.
Or are they
I mean,
just
I
target
have no
practice?
idea. Like I said, I don't doubt that they would actually kill people, but it's definitely a training exercise and not real.
Guys, if I could just give the most real talk I'll ever give on this podcast. At the end of the day, it's a religious conflict between Jews and Muslims. So can we all agree that they're both equally wrong because both of their gods are equally made up and fake?
Yeah, I mean,
This
I
is all
agree
just
with that.
fucking
That's
made
the
up
most
bullshit.
real thing I've heard.
Yeah, it's the simplest answer.
Yeah, like they're both in the wrong. We should just
no,
nuke
no.
both
Look.
fucking
Why is-
countries.
Hey, if rockets get sent and hit civilian Israelis all over Israel, that's not right. They shouldn't be sending rockets
Dude,
back over to hit
they
civilians.
literally think when they die they get to go to heaven for eternity. Like they want to be killed.
Yeah,
Who fucking cares?
It's crazy. You know, Christians
Let
are like
them
that
die.
too.
They're going
they think
to
they go to
heaven.
heaven. Let them all kill each other.
well, don't they have a right to defend themselves against the terrorist?
Yeah, but why do they have to? Why do they have to
Defend
shoot
themselves
rockets
from going
into
to
the air?
heaven?
Hey,
Oh
it's
no,
like if I
please,
started throwing boulders at
Palestinian,
your
don't
house
send me
because-
to eternal paradise. Oh no, I don't want to meet my creator. Please stop.
Yeah, but suicide.
that's all just to
Suicide's a
save-
sin.
It's not suicide to get killed by a Palestinian, I don't think. I mean, I guess from the
technically.
Palestinian perspective, it probably is.
Well, okay, so if you had to bet money, and maybe we should all, make a bet now. Who do you think's gonna win?
Us, because we get to sit back and watch it and eat popcorn.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a
until
good point.
we don't. I mean, that's the whole thing about why this Israeli-Palestinian conflict has always been such a big deal, is because there's a high potential for it to turn into World War III. Like,
Yeah,
Right.
I heard Palestinians have nukes now. They got from the uranium one deal from Hillary Clinton or some shit.
Jesus Christ.
And-
It's a game
Iran's
changer.
helping them or
I'm Team
something.
Palestine. Sorry.
But yeah, they got nukes, so they'll be all right.
Wait, so we have two Israel heads and two Palestine heads on this podcast? Is that
I mean,
what I'm
that's how
getting?
it always is,
I think-
right?
I think anyone who has a disagreement and starts throwing rocks at each other is an imbecile, and they're both wrong.
Okay, so you're gonna be Boogie. You're gonna sit on the fence. That means we win because
and shoot a gun in the
Palestine.
air.
It's 2-1. Me and Rusty win. Israel has to surrender.
No, because it's also a training exercise.
Doesn't
Why would they
matter.
surrender to
Doesn't
their own
matter.
training
Dude, you're
exercise?
on the fence. You don't get to have an opinion anymore.
No, I'm not on the fence. I'm just saying.
But
He's like a third party player.
so it,
Not a
Yeah.
fence. I'm not
Israel,
a fence.
they
So
started.
it's 2-1. We still win.
They sent in ground troops. I read just like
Yeah.
that's just like live going on now. So,
Okay.
but
Or they're saying that's what they're doing.
no, yeah, that's they're saying that's the next
I mean,
phase of
that's-
training is ground training.
Yeah, but that's just really weird for a military to be like, all right, we're going to infiltrate the enemy's base now.
Yeah, it is. I thought that yesterday.
Wait, who's who sent in ground troops?
Israel sent in ground troops to Gaza,
Yeah.
Okay.
and who? I mean, who's going to get involved next? Is my question. I mean, surely this isn't going to stay isolated.
But haven't
Yeah.
they been fighting for thousands of years?
Yeah, but this is what triggers the World War.
Yeah, when does the World War? That's clearly we can't have
I
nice
think-
things, and so this is gonna blow up. No,
I don't know. You
pun
really
intended.
think
Memorial Day
all the
is the nuke
Christian
day.
countries are going to give a shit about Jews versus Muslims? I feel
The
like
Muslim
Christian
countries
countries
might.
want to sit back and watch.
Hey, do you see all the queers for Palestine?
No.
The protesters?
Yeah.
The
Queers for Palestine.
Yeah, or Kamala Harris's niece also said, if you don't stand for Palestine, you don't stand for everything that our community, the LGBT community, represents. Or it was like some weird.
Yeah, I guarantee
Yeah,
you,
so-
not a single person tweeting about this is going to volunteer to go fight in the war.
Well, I guarantee you, no homosexuals are in Palestine
What
Yeah.
I've
because they're all
Well,
dead.
let's find out.
Obama's a Muslim, right? He's probably fighting in this war too.
I mean, I'm sure that some homosexuals do exist
Yeah,
in
oh,
Palestine,
yeah, they just
I'll,
don't
but
tell
now
anyone.
find out.
long.
All right. I'm on
Well,
Google
no, they
now.
just don't tell anyone.
How
they live
many
in secret.
How many homosexuals are in Palestine?
Grindr's the first website.
Just pulls up a picture of a mass grave.
Don't forget to kill the homosexuals is something I'm seeing
There's a
some
bunch of
Palestinians say.
memes.
No, it's like Wikipedia saying LGBT rights in the state of Palestine. Well, it doesn't look like I'm going to get a number.
Does
It'd probably take
Wikipedia
a
say
little
this
bit of-
article does not exist?
It
Hey, do a
says-
phone poll. Call a bunch of Palestinians and ask them.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Hey,
think
are
they have
you
anything
gay?
else going on right now.
Do you know any gay people? Any queers?
What are their
in your area?
names?
So right. So if Israel versus Palestine becomes a world war situation, which I like, what would we even be joining for? What are we?
Dude,
trying
our
to protect?
country
I mean,
sends money to both of them. How are we going to pick a side?
true.
Like, we will not be involved. And if they try to, I mean, I guess we're all too old to get drafted anyway, so fuck it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, those nukes kind of scare me though. You know, I don't know where. If anyone has a
Nukes
nuke,
aren't
they're
actually
just
that
gonna
big, you know that,
point it
right?
at us.
Yeah, they're not
What?
going to
Like-
nuke
like-
Florida. They got better fish to fry.
Well,
People
I mean,
talk
the
about how, like,
Holy
nukes
Land
are
experience is in Orlando. That has some connection. Probably.
shit.
They might nuke that.
There's a Holy Land experience.
Is
in
it
It's a
Orlando.
theme
Is that the
park.
Mormon Holy Land?
No, it's like a
Let's
theme
say-
park
what?
based on
Yeah, it's Ken Ham.
Jerusalem. Have you guys never heard
Didn't-
of this? The Holy Land? It's
Oh,
like a
yeah,
thi-
like
I
New
thought,
York, New York.
isn't it like a Ken Ham thing and he debated Bill Nye, like, in their lobby or some shit?
I thought the one that Ken Ham made was out in the Midwest.
You think there's religious people in the Midwest?
They're the
Yeah.
Mormons.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I guess 90% of the
There's a
people
shitload of
who
religious
live here
and
are
California's
religious.
full of lefties.
No, they just 2 weeks ago here they just reopened. They were closed for COVID, and now they're opening their doors again.
I'm surprised they closed
shit.
it all.
Hey, maybe we should go when you visit in July.
Oh, yeah, that'll be better than our visit to Disneyland or whatever the fuck.
Or the zoo. You can go to the zoo.
You could do both.
Is there a zoo in
I
the-
mean, this is free now, apparently.
Now, the Holy Land experience, is this is Israeli or Palestine in support of?
I believe
Christian.
it's Christian. They don't believe like any of those heathens. They don't do any of that heathen bullshit.
They don't give a fuck. All
Strict
right, I see.
Jesus.
Yeah, it would be called the temple
Yeah,
or some
I'm-
shit if it was a weird religion.
I'm looking at pictures, and every time there's a picture of whoever's playing Jesus, it's definitely just a white guy.
Oh well, I mean,
So,
as it
it's-
should be, as God intended.
They tried doing other actors, but the kids would always cry.
Like a historically accurate Jesus just scared people.
Yeah.
Well, guys, now that we have solved the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, do you guys
what
want to
else is it?
answer some patron questions?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure. If we have any.
We consistently get questions for a guest named Emp Lemon, but he's not here, so Parallax, do you want to answer questions on his behalf?
Oh yeah, sure.
Okay, Emp, do you plan on uploading another YouTube Geographic anytime soon?
Should I answer for him, or am I planning on uploading YouTube graphics? So
I think whatever you say will stick to Emp.
okay, I see. What graphics does he normally upload?
He just
it's-
makes like
it's like a
these shitty little documentaries about stuff nobody cares about.
Yeah, it's like a web series that it just kind of steals the name from YouTube or from National Geographics, but he calls it YouTube Geographics.
Well, I don't see any
he talks
reason
about
why
like
he would stop
wrestling and
doing that.
SpongeBob and shit.
Yeah.
I thought he just made.
So you-
I thought he just made videos complaining about getting his Twitter deleted or something.
yeah, that's what he does now. So I guess
Oh.
that's why this person's asking. So you're saying that you don't see any reason why he wouldn't
I
make more
I
of
don't
these?
see why it would stop. Yeah.
Okay, that sounds like good news
Okay,
for them.
Rusty, from the same guy, do you, Rusty, plan on uploading anything anytime soon? My question is, where is your cover of the Fauci song? You promised it last episode.
I just haven't had time to make it. I mean, it seems like it almost kind of seems unnecessary to do a cover of it 'cause
No.
it's already funny on its
No.
own. You think it'd actually be funny?
Dude, I will come in my jeans if you make that. I need it in my
Okay.
life.
You could
Yeah,
make it
wait,
good.
it wa-
I did watch
it wasn't-
that last episode, and it was cringy as fuck. You could at least.
The song wasn't ironic, right? It was serious.
Oh, it was serious.
serious.
And it will
Oh,
be
yeah,
when
well, then you
Rusty
gotta
makes it
remake
too.
Oh, okay. Well,
I want Rusty to take it so genuinely, like he did with that stupid fucking
Yeah.
Christian rap song he made.
do the author of that song the honor of creating an or something.
No, it'd almost be like an exact replica of it, just that it's me.
Yeah, I
doing it.
want to see you on camera performing it. Is the thing.
All right, well, fuck it. If I have time to do that tomorrow, I'll just record
I
tomorrow.
mean, it's a
feel like I could do that in a
45-second
few
song. You
seconds.
could probably just pull
Yeah.
out your phone and do it right now.
right.
Using the keypad notes for sounds.
Yeah, I got to get into character and put on like a clean white shirt and all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, all right. Other videos. Yeah, I'm gonna start making videos again at the end of this year. I just got to finish this comic.
Yeah.
I'm already way behind schedule on the comic, so it's pretty much taken up all my effort. But then I'm gonna get serious into a new video series that's gonna be. It's gonna revamp my channel and be very popular. So I'm excited for that.
Any more?
Okay, Julius.
I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
Any more Knife Game coming out anytime soon?
No, we talked about that a few weeks ago because it's this year will actually be in September will be the 10-year anniversary. I was thinking about doing one, and Monkey was saying that's a terrible
Well,
idea, and I tend to.
Yeah,
agree.
it was probably a terrible idea the first time you did it too, but it never stopped you.
No way, that made him 50 grand in Germany. That was a great deal.
Yeah.
I think you could just re-upload it with a watermark that says 10 years. Wow.
like shitty little graphics, like confetti graphics over it. Maybe I'll do that. I'll just piece them all together and all the ones I'm still
the
allowed
movie.
to show.
Knife Game song, the movie.
Oh God, and just and just get everyone to talk about it. Like I remember the first time I saw it, it changed my life. It was crazy. He was
Do
out
a
of control.
trailer?
No one
No,
could
you
tell
gotta-
him no.
Somehow do a trailer.
I saw that Adult Swim announced another Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie.
Yeah, Yeah. Everyone was excited, like, oh, there's gonna be movies for the Venture Bros and Aqua Teen Hunger Force. I'm like, there already was an Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie, and it wasn't that good.
But if they can release 10-year-old shit now, you can too. That's my point.
Yeah.
All right, well, I'm half convinced. Pro Israel. Sorry, I switched.
Oh my fucking god. Okay, well, Julius J wants to know, Rusty, what made you stop wearing a big fancy tux to school pictures?
Yeah, so I guess I got a stalker fan, and they signed up for some like yearbook thing where you can find all the yearbook pictures. I haven't even seen half of these yearbook pictures. I haven't seen half of these since they took them. But no, I can tell this person probably hasn't graduated, or they go, like when you graduate, usually in your senior year, they'll like make you put on
like a fake gown.
Yeah, it's like a fake tuxedo just to take the photo.
Oh yeah.
So all the seniors, the graduating class, are all dressed up. Yeah.
So that's probably why you stopped wearing it, because it was the last year you were in school.
Because it was a community tux.
Yeah, it just smelled like all the sweat, the neck sweat of every single person who wore it before.
No, like, hey, what these things are is they take a tux top and they cut it right under the shoulders so that in the photo it looks like you're wearing a tux.
I know, but it really is. It's nothing from the nipples down.
Yeah.
It's all a facade.
Okay, Cole Williams wants to know, what do you do with the shopping cart once you've unloaded your groceries? I think that's a good one for all of us to answer.
Oh my God, yes, because I'm fucking split on this. So I've talked to people who've worked at grocery stores. Personally, I've never worked at a grocery store, and it's usually 50-50. One option is you leave the cart, you just kind of bring it over to either a cart return, which I guess is, that would be the acceptable thing to do, or you just kind of put it up on the closest curb, or just leave it there. What that allows is the employees to come out, and in my opinion, that would be great because you don't have to deal with customers. You just walk around the parking lot, collect the carts. You have a few minutes to yourself doing something that's mindless, very easy to do, and you get paid the same. So I would think that that's almost beneficial to the employees.
What is? Throwing them all over the place?
No, just leaving the carts out and leaving the carts so that the employees
can go smoke weed in the parking lot. That's what.
Right. Yeah. So like if I worked at a grocery store, I wouldn't want people to put the things all in that corral so my boss can see, oh, you just have to go out there, grab that, and come back in here and start cleaning the toilets again.
Yeah.
Yeah, or bag and have to have an awkward conversation with customers.
Yeah. Throw this one in the tree for me.
You want it to take as long as possible.
Yeah. Make me have to get a cart out of a tree.
What do you think,
from everywhere?
I don't really give a shit about employees that are making $12 an hour. I just put it in the cart corral because I'm not a stupid asshole.
So why do you think it's a stupid asshole thing? I'm saying
because on the cart corral it says, please return your cart here, and I'd rather not leave a cart in a parking spot so somebody can't park there.
Do you always worry about disappointing shopping carts?
I just don't want somebody to try to park in a spot and then there's a shopping cart in the way, or maybe that
sucks for other people.
Into somebody's parked car and leaves a big dent.
All right. But here's the thing. That's corporate putting please return the cart because they want to make the employees as efficient as possible, not have their working experience be the most pleasurable.
Why the fuck do I care?
So they want them fucking mopping the floors and cleaning shit out of the toilets.
Good. You got a job.
So if you don't care,
what if it's a white person?
Then why are you doing their job?
What if it's a white person whose job you're making it harder for?
Oh, now I'm you really got to think about it. What if it was a Palestinian man?
Do you bag all your own groceries?
We bring race
I do bag all my own groceries.
You always self-checkout?
Yeah, every single time.
You clean the shit out of the bathrooms too? You're a mook.
Do you wipe your own butt too, idiot?
For corporate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with going to the grocery store and not interacting with anybody, checking out my own shit, and putting the cart back. I'm just a decent human being, I guess.
So there's not always cart returns, though, at that. Yeah. Like, sometimes there are no cart returns, and
you have to walk all the way back.
Or just leave it somewhere, like, on the curb.
I mean, I don't shop at Dollar General. I go to places that actually have cart returns. I don't know what places you guys are going to.
Okay, and what if the only cart left is the electric scooter cart? Do you use it?
Well,
or are you immoral?
I don't use that shit. I'm not fat.
Well, let's ask our audience. I guess, comment below with what you think. If you even made it this far, comment below with what you think should happen with the shopping carts. Do you return them and potentially not be an asshole, as Monkey says, or do you leave them out and give the opportunity for employees to go collect them and have time off of doing shittier tasks? Do we have any more questions?
We have one final
what else we
question
got?
for Reactor from Cokehead Tortoise, who says, does Reactor keep all those babies and dogs we hear in the background of every podcast in the attic or in the basement dungeon?
I don't actually have an attic, so it's the basement, obviously.
And why was that dog so quiet this week? Did you finally sell him to the Chinese shop?
No, I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Yeah, put it down. All right, that's fine. Well, I guess, what is that? Is that the, I guess I guess we've already done the hour.
I think we've got another 50 minutes of Dogecoin to go through.
We 15 more minutes of promoting the Patreon.
Yeah, Parallax, you cover that.
What? The Patreon?
Yeah, you want to promote our Patreon?
promote our
What do you
Patreon
guys
for us.
do on your Patreon?
We let people ask us these stupid questions.
Is that so people...
Yeah, we just let them in our Discord server, and then they can
So
ask
they
us
pay you
questions.
money, and then they get access to this Discord server?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you got into for free.
Well, yeah, fuck yeah. Look at this. I got something for free, and like,
Nothing's free. Nothing in life is free.
yeah,
Yeah, you had to waste your time
You're
talking
going
to
to
us.
pay for it. You just don't know it.
that's true. I'll end up paying, like, this association. I said out loud in public that I'm pro-Israel. So, like, a few years ago, I was at the
You're
bar,
canceled.
and I said some opinions, and I got no end of flack for it because I said something to the effect that the Black Lives Matter protests were like seeded by bots, basically on Facebook or something. I don't know.
Oh,
All these people.
Can
in
you
town
elaborate
here,
on that
I got,
one?
like,
Because I would love to
castigated.
hear about it.
Say what?
Can you elaborate on that theory? Because I'd love to hear about it.
Well, okay. On Facebook and social media, like, for a long time, it's rife with bots, and they're disinformation campaigns by malicious state actors that
Russia?
well, yeah, Russia and others. That there are other. It's not just Russia, but people who's have vested interest in destabilizing America create fake Facebook groups and stoke political division, and that, like, part of, like, all of the, like, race war thing that happened, it was seeded by malicious state actors on social media, and they would invite protesters and counter protesters and make these Facebook groups and invite a bunch of people to the same location to try and make them fight in the street.
yeah, and maybe someone gets shot, and then that divides the country
Exactly.
even more.
And you were saying this at a
maybe
bar
you
in
shoot them.
Detroit?
Not in Detroit, it was in Gainesville,
Oh.
but they're just a
Oh,
bunch
so
of
pretty white.
They're very white and very leftist, and
Of course. You can't have an opinion like that because not only does that require some slight critical thinking to even entertain, it's just not the one that was fed to everyone in Gainesville. And everyone in Gainesville now, seemingly more than ever, they all
wait.
just think exactly
yeah,
the same.
it's very
Or they're college
cliquish.
town.
If you're not in the leftist cliques, then you're
Because of the college, right?
among other things.
I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
it
colleges
seems
are
it's-
like the center points for the indoctrination.
Maybe that's where it
education.
starts, but I mean,
Yeah.
like, none of the people that really go to the bars we go to are really still in college. Like, they're probably kind of right past that or a little older. But it's definitely just in, like we were talking about, just
You know
it's
what?
in
A lot
that
of, like,
zeitgeist.
A lot of normies were corralled into Reddit when it went into commie Reddit. You know, like they didn't realize that they were being pulled into the crazy ideologies. So that could be it.
Right.
All the
There's a
normies
lot
were
of
using
communists.
Reddit,
Everyone
you
I
know?
talk to is a
That's
communist
true.
now.
And, like, there are all these posts on Instagram and TikTok and whatever of, like, companies of walkout signs. Like, businesses are closing down, and people are, like, posting signs on the door, are, like, making all sorts of statements about how they should pay their workers more.
It's almost like we're living in a movie, right?
It's almost like on
like
rails. It does seem like when the pandemic started and all this like social unrest was happening, especially around the the Great Race War. It kind of seemed like it was on rails and planned. I also felt.
No, I'm kidding. It is planned. I'm kidding.
We can't know for a fact that it is planned.
No,
but
I know for a fact.
like. I basically know for a fact too, but you have to leave some room for doubt. We could be wrong.
No, I'm not wrong. I know.
Reactor's the one who planned it.
Yeah.
Fair, I guess.
Well, so hopefully, if
I'm
it is
Q.
planned, we can get on the inside and figure out like how to manipulate our personal, life conditions. Finances and everything to make it beneficial for us and our loved ones. And not just be a fucking sheep that's just going to be destitute in half a year and racing to try to get water and not have any gas or whatever the other shit that happened in like the 70s where you're waiting 8 hours to fill up your tank and whatnot.
Because when
only on specific days.
When the economy does collapse and it's going to have to restart somehow, I don't know how they're going to hold society together, but hopefully they do. All the billionaires and trillionaires are going to be zeroinaires, whatever that word would be. Just like the rest of us. So, that'll be weird.
So to summarize, go to patreon.com/TrashRats if you want to support the show, ask a question, join the Discord. I think that's the point we were trying to make.
Sorry.
Yeah,
you gave that responsibility to me, and I didn't even know what your Patreon was.
No, we did a good job.
This is basically what I wanted.
He instantly starts talking about how Black Lives Matter is a fucking hoax.
Well, I'm just saying that I'm going to pay for my entry into TrashRats one way or the other, but not fucking through Patreon, because I would never pay anybody on Patreon.
Reactor does accept Dogecoin.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so I guess this is the end of the show. Parallax, do you want to promote anything particularly?
The collapse of America, the Epic Economist YouTube. I posted that in the guest text channel. You guys should watch that. Like conspiracy theory, anything.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't have anything to promote really.
You don't want people to follow you on Twitter or whatever?
You can follow me on Twitter, Parallaxus Jones. I'm trying to, maybe I should work on my following.
Yeah, maybe. I'll link it in the description. I just followed you, so hopefully you followed me back.
I followed you, cool. But I don't tweet very often. I usually just kind of lurk on Twitter. But
okay, that's a hell of a promotion.
Right.
Well, thank you for coming on. I might see what you're doing later if you want to go out to the bar.
And I want to promote GME. Don't forget GameStop is toying with the market, so look into that.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking into that too. I'm trying to think if I want to buy some or if it's already too late.
Just buy one. I mean, it's like, oh no, you might lose it, but it's got the potential is infinite.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for listening, everyone.
Yep. See you guys later.
Goodbye.
bye.